Welcome back. Today we're reading Chapter 4 from the Ruby Code by Jessica Khoury. Chapter 4, Ash. I can hear the Troll King breathing in the dark, his heavy sighs punctuated with wet, shuddering snorts. Only a thin wall of rock separates us. My enchanted wayfinding amulet, dangling around my neck, casts pale blue light over the stone and my rusty iron armor, only to be swallowed by the darkness in the tunnel ahead. My toes tense in my new sabatons. A line of green saliva glistens on the ground leading to the Troll King's cavern, both a warning and an invitation. With a shiver, I grip the hilt of my sword and review my plan of attack. I got this. I totally got this. Third time's the charm, right? With a mighty yell, I throw myself into the darkness, sprinting out of the tunnel and into a large cavern. Stalactites hang down like broken, dripping teeth, and below them, on the dais of bones, sleeps a monster as big as a house. The moment I cross the threshold of his lair, Bemurg wakes, all 19 hairy, toothy, snot-soaked feet of him. No wonder he's the most feared creature in this region of the Glass Realm. "You," he roars, "human worm, how dare you trespass here?" He swipes, claws slicing the air, and I dodge with a sideways roll. "You are nothing," he roars, "a failure. You will die in this place." He grabs one of the fallen stalactites and wields it like a club, knocking me hard across the chest and throwing me through the air. I collide into the wall and crumple into a shallow, murky pool of water. With terrifying speed, Bemurg leaps high, the stalactite clutched in his hand like a spear aimed for my heart. As he soars through the air, he bellows, "You will lose!" Gasping, I flick my hand and yell, "Pause!" Bemurg freezes in midair, his jaws wide open, teeth shining and sharp black eyes merciless. A glob of saliva twinkles where it's just fallen from his lower lip, close enough that I could reach out and poke it. Gross. Sighing with relief, I open the satchel on my belt and take out a small vial of golden liquid. It shimmers like sunlight, and when I pop the cork, bright fizzy sparks erupt and melt into the air. "To your looming defeat, sir," I say, lifting the vial in a toast to the troll suspended above me. I swallow the golden potion, eyes sliding to the lower left corner of my field of vision, where my health bar appears. It's blinking, alerting me of dangerously low vitality, but as I drink, the bar slowly refills to the quarter mark. "Hang on," I tell my salivating friend in the air. I toss aside the empty vial and it vanishes. "I'll be with you in a sec." I delve into my satchel again, only to come up empty. Heart missing a beat, I rummage deeper while my eyes follow the alphabetized list of items that pops up in front of my nose. Thirst-quenching ring, damaged. True Flight enhanced arrows, 18. Tumbleweed, 3. Vitamin of strength. Wampus whisker, 4. With a groan, I pull my hand out of the satchel, and the list vanishes. Are you kidding me? I forgot to load up on vitality potions? I think back to the shop in the hinterlands, and the white-haired NPC shopkeep who talked me into buying shoes instead of potions. And, distracted by her weird obsession with manners, I did just that. I glance mournfully at my quarter-filled health bar, then search desperately through my satchel once more. There's gotta be something. Anything. I checked my ascension points again, in the lower corner of my heads-up display, but I haven't landed enough hits to fill the little golden bar. Until it's full, I can't use any god-tier attacks. Maybe if I'm quick enough, I could roll aside and stab the monster in his ugly poison sac throat. It's a long shot, but I've already died 2 times in this stupid cave. I have to try something. There's a speed-enhancing berry in my satchel. I eat it, and at once my body begins to glow with the purplish aura of time magic. I may actually have a shot at this. Okay, ugly. My hands clench around my sword. It's just you and me. Let's end this. With a flick of my hand, time resumes. Bemurg descends through the air toward me, his stalactite spear flashing. Boosted by the berry's power, I roll aside, prepared to drive my blade through shnink, the sound of a stalactite piercing flesh. I look down to see a pale, glistening rod of stone protruding from my belly. The sharp end went right through my abdomen, impaling the wall behind me. Oh, come on! Bemurg roars in victory, lifting me on the stalactite like a cocktail weenie on a toothpick. You have lost, pitiful adventurer! You are weak! You are nothing! Then he chucks me into his mouth, stalactite and all, and grinds me in half with his teeth. My vision slowly turns red. You are dead, a pop-up grimly informs me. Then everything goes black. I yank off my VR headset, then blink hard as the neon streetlights pouring through the window momentarily blind me. Coming out of virtual reality is always disorienting, no matter how many times I do it. It's a moment before the words "you are dead" fade from my vision. Every time I blink, they're inscribed on the underside of my eyelids. Stupid, ugly, hairy son of a fart, I mutter, unstrapping my haptic gloves and anklets and tossing them into a pile. I've been playing Glass Realm for nearly 24 hours straight, with only a short break to sleep and eat. My school tablet alarm's gone off 12 times, I see, glimpsing it sticking out of my backpack in the corner. Study for Monday's biology exam, Ashton, it urges me. Pulling a face, I turn over and pick up my phone. I've got a whole day between now and then. I'll just cram Sunday night. There's a message waiting from my mom. Hey kiddo, missing you. Everything okay at home? I pause, swallowing hard as my thumbs hover over the screen. Then I quickly type out, fine, miss you too, and hit send. I skim through my usual websites, checking for updates on my favorite online mangas, flicking away a few hologifs from Hakim, scrolling through chatter. But then a local crime alert buzzes, a holographic alarm flashing over my phone with an attached news story. It's the sort of thing I'd usually dismiss without even reading it, but I know the guy in the picture. Homeless man found shot aboard SkyTrain. Suspects at large. Police caution public within the area to stay alert. It's him, the guy from the alley. The picture is blurry, taken from some old ID, judging by the trim of his beard. I scroll through the story. The victim has been identified as Owen Locke. I sit back, head thumping against the wall. An inexplicable sense of loss settles in my gut, like he was an uncle or something, not some random guy I knew for like 5 minutes. Then again, I did spend my life savings helping him get away from those sadistic punks. The article says he was shot Friday night, which means he was killed only hours after I met him, maybe less. A shiver runs through me. Maybe I was the last person he talked to. The last person who treated him with anything like kindness. Who shot him? And why? He hadn't seemed scared when I last saw him, but he had seemed resigned. I can't take it where I'm going anyway, he'd said as he handed me the game coin. Had he possibly known? No, that's crazy. If he'd been worried for his life, surely he'd have gone to the police or somewhere safe. Anyway, it's not like there's much I can do about it. There aren't even funeral details, so I can't pay respects. And if I did, that might be kind of hard to explain to his family. I'm the kid who could have saved him if I'd just taken him to the shelter myself instead of shoving him into an autocab. A flashing light on my wrist catches my attention. There's a paracord braided around it, holding a small metal disc. It blinks repeatedly. 3 flashes, pause. 3 flashes, pause. A secret message only one other person could have sent. It means Hakim's coming up. Seconds later, I hear a tapping at my window. Callister leaps out from somewhere and starts yipping it at the casement, his butt wiggling with excitement. I squint at my best friend through the glass. Hakim is perched on the fire escape like some kind of Middle Eastern Peter Pan, grinning and waving a paper bag. I slide open the window and he slithers inside, a sweaty tangle of gangly limbs, gym clothes, and black hair. On his wrist is a matching paracord bracelet, also flashing, until he taps it off. The smell of the city wafts in with him. Hot metal, baking concrete, pizza, autocad fumes. Lines of delivery drones buzz past in endless queues like wasps flitting to and from a hive. Hey, Keem. Hey, Ash. Hey, Fuzzbutt. He picks up Callister and gives him a squeeze, then looks closer at my face. Hey, you okay? You look like you're about to hurl. It's nothing. I don't feel like explaining I'm gutted because a homeless guy I barely knew is dead. It sounds pathetic, even to me. Yo, you put it up! He points proudly at the poster of our school soccer team where he poses front and center clutching the ball. Go Sharks! You know, Coach said he hoped you'd come to the tryouts next month. Keep it down, poster boy, I tell him. Luke will kill us both if he finds out you're here. He'd have to get his butt off his expensive couch long enough to try, so I'm not too worried. With a snort, Hakeem shoves the bag at me. Here, from Mom. She made me bring it since you wouldn't come over, or respond to any of my texts. Remember last year when you told her once she's like your second mom? Yeah, that was a huge mistake. She took it way too literally, dude. Inside the bag is a container of Dr. Jabra's out-of-this-world baklava. For this, I say, cramming it into my mouth, she can literally adopt me. Luke, the puke took all your furniture again, huh? Hakeem looks around my trash room. I did try to fold the clothes, but Callister just tore through them. That dude has one twisted brain. Don't worry about it, I mumble. Hakeem's been my best friend since we were toddlers. I've started wondering when he's going to realize how uncool I am and decide to dump me. After all, he's on the soccer team, he's practically famous in his esports league, he's got the world's most amazing family, and unlike me, he's got plenty of other friends he could be hanging out with. Everyone likes Hakeem. But here he is, sprawled on my floor, licking baklava off his fingers and scratching my dog's ears like he seriously doesn't have anywhere cooler to be. I feel a rush of gratitude that he's still sticking by me. That evaporates when he proceeds to use those sticky fingers to pick up my VR headset. Playing that new game? The Glass Realm. I snatch the headset away, rubbing off a glob of honey. I think my sister was into that for a while, he says. Not my thing. Good graphics, though. I spin my chair slowly, grabbing another piece of baklava. Did Nadia ever meet a weird NPC girl there? White hair, red gold eyes, runs a shop in the hinterlands? How would I know? And why do you care? I don't know. She's strange. Different. Not sure how yet. I think she might be some special side quest. He sighs and pushes to his feet. All right, hint taken. I'll leave so you can get back to your elf game. There aren't actually any... You should think about those tryouts, he says. We could really use a striker. Yeah, I look down. Is this about Chase? I shrug. Hakeem scowls. Look, he's a total trash face, and what he did to you was uncool, but he broke my leg, Keem, I mumble. On purpose. You know that. Because he knew you were better than him. If you try out, Chase won't make the team. If I try out, what's to stop him from breaking my leg again? Me, that's what. He frowns, picking at the window. It's like you're disappearing, man. You spend so much time in fake worlds, it's like you're fading out of this one. You quit soccer, you quit that school writing club you love so much, you quit everything except the bare minimum. I never see you anymore. My mom was asking why you don't come around like you used to. She thought maybe we got into a fight. He raises his hand, pointing at the paracord braided around his wrist. Whatever happened to best bros forever, man? I touch the matching friendship bracelet on my own wrist, where it's been since first grade. Sappy? Well, yeah. But deep down, I kind of like the reminder that I'm still his best friend after all these years. I'm not a zombie, Keem, if that's what you're saying. Virtual reality addictions are no joke. In the old days, lots of people were addicted to computers, gaming, and social media. But VR addictions take it to a new level. People are found dead every day in their beds or couches with their VR helmets still on, their games still running. They die of starvation, thirst, heart attacks. It's a big problem, and zombies, people with severe addictions, are as common as alcoholics or drug addicts these days. Many of them can't function in the real world anymore. They don't go to school or work or go outside. They couldn't even if they wanted to. The way Hakeem's mom explained it to us, in an effort to scare us from ever letting ourselves go that route, I guess, people with severe VR addictions have flipped the real and virtual worlds in their minds. To them, reality is the simulation, and VR is reality. I didn't say that, Hakeem insists. It's just, I don't know, forget it. What could I tell him? That in those fake worlds I feel more real? That there I could actually solve my problems even if it takes me 100 tries? That's the thing about virtual reality. There are no consequences. Not really. But in real life? In real life, if you don't beat the boss in the first try, you just lose. I look at him. He looks at me. Then he sighs and shakes his head. Whatever, dude. If you change your mind, let me know. Keen out. He slips out the window and is gone. That's the end of chapter 4. We'll find out what happens next and if Ash goes back into the game in chapter 5. See you on the next page.